The domain of human resource management is undergoing a paradigm shift and is transforming at an unprecedented pace. Neither the people nor the organizations are the same as they were a few years back, and the global pandemic further added to this transition. So, when we talk of emerging trends in whatever field we are, especially we as management students, we must learn those aspects that the organizations are struggling with today and not the ones that have already become obsolete. So today we are going to talk of such two emerging trends in the domain of human resource management. The first one is workplace spirituality and the second one is psychological safety. So today we as humans tend to focus more on the physical or the material aspects of life and work than the spiritual issues. We are extremely engrossed in attaining the former that we rarely think of the fact that it's only by enriching our inner spiritual lives that we can actually seek eternal happiness and peace. We have actually forgotten the concept of eternal happiness, the concept of harmony, and we are just running after numbers and profits. So that brings us to today's emerging trend, that is workplace spirituality. And as far as the learning outcomes are concerned, we will learn what is workplace spirituality and most importantly what it's not, because there are certain misconceptions regarding workplace spirituality. So before we understand what it is, we must also understand that what it is not, so that we are clear with this concept. Then we will learn the characteristics of a spiritual workplace and how a spiritual workplace is different from other workplaces. Then we will learn the benefits of having a workplace spirituality. Why is workplace spirituality trending today? Why are we studying it? Why are we learning about it in contemporary times? And finally, what is the role of the human resource departments in maintaining workplace spirituality? So, spirituality is a very broad concept which has room for many perspectives. In general, it includes a sense of connection to something bigger than ourselves, and it typically involves a search for meaning in life, and we as human beings, we are always searching for this meaning in life. As such, it is a universal human experience, something that touches us all. Workplace spirituality, we learn what it is not. So, ideally, humans are spiritual beings, but we often confuse spirituality for religion or belief system. So, if I follow a particular religion, that doesn't mean that I am spiritual as well, or vice versa. If I am a spiritual person, that doesn't mean I am a religious person also. Not necessarily. Secondly, workplace spirituality is not about any organized practices. For example, if I follow a certain religion, I am bound to, adopt certain practices. Like I might be going to the temple or a gurdwara or a church to pray. So these are certain organized practices. But workplace spirituality does not mean that you have to follow certain organized practices. And lastly, it is not about the doctrine of one's spiritual leader. So if I follow any religious leader, not necessarily if I am a spiritual person, I need not follow anybody or any spiritual leader per se. So workplace spirituality is not religion. Workplace spirituality is not following organized practices or it is not about following any spiritual leader. Then what it is? What is workplace spirituality? So as far as defining it is concerned, workplace spirituality is a framework of organizational values evident from a culture that promotes employees' experience of transcendence through the work process, facilitating their sense of being connected to others in a way that provides feelings of completeness and joy. So the crux of this definition is the sense of being connected. Sense of being connected to whom? Being connected to your peers, your colleagues, being connected to your work, being connected to your organization. That is what workplace spirituality is all about, and the consequence will be that it provides the feelings of wholeness, completeness, happiness, satisfaction and joy. And isn't that what we all seek in our lives? So the concept can be explained as an experience of interconnectedness shared by all those involved in the work process, which raises and maintains honesty, kindness and courage, leading to a collective creation of a motivational environment. So when the people working in one organization, they are honest, they are kind, they are courageous, they will automatically create a motivational environment. And this environment is characterized by a sense of purpose. We all need purpose in our lives. We all need purpose while we are working. Then high ethical standards, peace and trust, thus establishing an atmosphere of enhanced team performance and overall harmony in the organization. Spirituality in the workplace is about people and organizations seeing work as a spiritual route, an opportunity to grow and contribute to the society in a more meaningful way. So, your work is just a route to attaining happiness, to contributing to the society in a larger manner. It is about caring, empathizing, and supporting others. It is about honesty, integrity, and being true to oneself as well as others. Others can be the peers, your superiors, your stakeholders. So you have to be honest, true to all of them. It means people and organizations attempting to live their lives more fully in the work they do, because we cannot separate our work from our lives. Work or job, whatever jobs we are performing or whatever work we are performing, we cannot separate it from our lives. Work and life, they are both integrated today, right? So if we are working for people, for organizations, that is going to affect our lives as well. So we cannot separate these two entities. Our work and lives are integrated. So in simpler terms, we can say that workplace spirituality is about finding meaning, value and motivation in one's work, which is beyond paychecks and performance. So organizations are finding it difficult to bring in workplace spirituality because there are number of employees who want to work for fulfillment. They want to work for meaning, purpose, value, and they are not concerned about the pay they are getting, but they want purpose in their lives. Also, workplace spirituality is about people finding a sense of oneness and togetherness in an organization as a whole. We all know that organizations have separate so many departments, so many people of different cultures, different demographics, different perceptions. But when we talk of workplace spirituality, it means finding a sense of oneness. We are one, working together for the success of the organization. That common purpose has to be there, and that has to be identified as well. Now, workplace spirituality consists of multiple factors, and these factors can be expressed as number one, engaging work, that is, expresses the feelings about the individual's well-being situation, and it is related to having a meaningful work, having high-level goals and awareness of the values. Second, it is about spiritual connection, which means that individual's feeling of being connected to something other than itself. So, I am connected to my job, I am connected to my work, or I am connected to my organization, and I feel a spiritual or a divine connection with it. The third one is a sense of community. So, as I already said, the feeling of oneness or togetherness is very crucial when we talk of workplace spirituality. And the sense of community means that having that common goals and feeling of togetherness. So, the ultimate goal of every organization might be different, but all the employees, all the people who are associated with that organization must identify those common goals. Only then they can be able to work together, work in harmony, trust each other and feel this togetherness. And the fourth one is the mystical experience. It defines transcendence, which is fulfilled with positive energy, perfection and experience. Now, if we talk of the levels of workplace spirituality, so it has been identified by Milliman et al. They said that the concept of spirituality in the workplace can have three dimensions, or it can be analyzed as a three-dimensional component. And these three levels are the individual level, the team level and the organizational level. So, let us learn about each of these levels one by one. The first one is the individual level. Here the person should have deep awareness regarding the meaning and purpose of his or her work. It emphasizes how employees should establish an interaction at work on the individual level, and employee enjoys work and is always energized at work. So, this is my individual level, that individually while I am performing my job, while I am performing my work, how I am involved in my job, how I am interacting while doing my work, the level of energy I have, the level of satisfaction and enjoyment I have while working. So, that is the first level, that is the individual level of workplace spirituality. The second level is the team level or the group level. It implies that through spirituality, the person creates and maintains deep relations with others. It is concerned with the interactions of employees with their co-workers and group level behaviors. This level enables the creation of mental, emotional and spiritual bonds between employees of organization and the realization of teamwork. So, this level can only be attained if you have attained the individual level, or if you are spiritual at the personal level. So, in the second level, that is the team level, you create and maintain amicable relations with others. With others means all the people who are concerned. It can be your co-workers, superior subordinate relations, relations with your customers, or relations with your stakeholders. And this level enables the creation of some very special bonds, and these bonds help employees in attaining organizational goals as well. So, this is the second level, it is the group or the team level. So, after that, the third level is the organizational level. It implies the formation of a strong bond with organizational values. So, here it is very important for organizations and for the employee both that the values of both the person and the organization should match. There should be a fit between organizational values and personal values or individual values. This synchronization between organizations' missions and objectives and values of individuals is very important to attain workplace spirituality at the organizational level. Say, for example, my values do not match the values of the organization, or my mission or objective in life is different than what my organization's missions and objectives are. Then this sync or synchronization between my values and my organizational values cannot be achieved. So, when that happens, you cannot attain the organizational level of workplace spirituality. So, it indicates that the interactions between employees should extend towards organizational objectives and can be concerned with objective of ensuring the well-being of the society. So, we can contribute towards the society only if we interact, only if we synchronize our value system with the values of my organization. So, we have to take care of this fact that the organizational level of workplace spirituality can be achieved only if the value system of individuals and value system of the organizations are matched, and the individuals, they work towards achieving those organizational objectives so that they can contribute to the well-being of the society in an effective, efficient manner. Now, let's come to the next aspect of workplace spirituality, that is, how do you identify a spiritual workplace, or what are the characteristics of a spiritual workplace? So, the unique characteristics that differentiate a spiritual organization from others are that the spiritual organizations have a strong sense of purpose. They clearly define the purpose. So, I am working on my job, so I have been defined my purpose with clarity. So, I know that my work has this purpose. Then second is that they focus on individual development. So, instead of talking of group development, a workplace that is spiritual in nature will always focus on every single individual development in the organization. Then there is an atmosphere of trust and openness or transparency, we can say. So, whenever we have trust in the organization, be it the co-worker trust or superior subordinate trust, we always feel good about it, we always feel valued when our superiors trust us, and when there is a climate or an environment of openness and transparency. So, we always feel that my contribution is affecting the organization, then a spiritual workplace will always empower their employees. We have already learnt about employee empowerment also as an emerging trend in human resource management. And many organizations are working hard and they are coming up with different strategies to empower their employees. So with what do we mean by employee empowerment? Empowering means giving them the say, giving your employees a say in decision making, giving them the right information, giving them the right tools and equipments to work in a better way. So that is very crucial when we talk of a spiritual workplace, because if the employees are not empowered enough, if they are not given the freedom to decide on their own, or they do not have the autonomy to work in their manner, they will never feel connected to their job. If every time my boss has to dictate his terms that how I should be working or what tools I would be using, and they are not updating those softwares, and I am struggling to work with the old tools, old equipments, old resources, then do you think I will be connected to my work? No, I will not be. I will be disengaged. So that empowering employees or empowerment of employees is very crucial when we talk of spiritual workplace, because at the core of spirituality is being connected to your work. And the next characteristic of a spiritual workplace is that there is toleration of employee expression, so that people can express themselves freely. Now, next aspect is the benefits of spirituality at workplace. So when you have a workplace that is spiritual, or a spirituality is being practiced, what benefits does it bring? So there will be some individual benefits, means for the employees, and definitely there will be benefits for the organization as well. There is an improved overall well-being of employees. So because they are connected to each other, there is an emotional attachment between an employee and the job, between the employee and his co-workers. So they will certainly feel good while working. Then there is increased employee productivity. There is reduced absenteeism, because when you feel connected, you feel engaged, you feel energized at work, you will always like to go to your organization, feel enthusiastic about working, and definitely there will be reduced absenteeism. Then there will be increased motivation and commitment towards your work, commitment towards your people, commitment towards organizational objectives. Then there will be increased job satisfaction. We need not say it, because we know when we are energized, when we are more productive, when we are motivated, committed towards our work and organization, then certainly we all know there will be increased job satisfaction and there will be improved quality of life. Then, apart from job satisfaction, the employee morale will also be increased. There will be reduced workplace stress. There will be reduced employee burnout, reduced employee turnover rates, because when you are practicing a spirituality at your workplace, there will be less people who will be leaving such an organization, and definitely improved work performances. Now, why is workplace spirituality trending? It is trending because the nature and meaning of work is undergoing profound evolution, and growing pressure due to globalization and technological advancements. Everyone is running to win the endless race of numbers. This pressure has made organizations exploit their employees, leading to stress, burnout, disengaged behaviors, and attrition. So, people are leaving their jobs just because of this pressure of numbers and targets. Also, there is changing demographics of workforce, and there are more millennials, the young generation, and there are more female workers. And these category of workers, they demand more purpose and they demand more meaningful work, and that is the crux of workplace spirituality. That is why it is trending. And after decades of shaping organizations around competitions, around hierarchies, sales targets, and profits, fortunately, many companies are realizing that these aren't always the best way forward. Also, we all know that mind, body, and soul are integrated and they cannot be separated. So, if your mind is healthy, but your body is not healthy, you cannot work properly. Or if your body is healthy, but your mind is not a healthy mind, then again you cannot work. So, similarly, we must understand the importance of our soul also. It is no longer sufficient for employees to contribute to their workplaces only with their minds and bodies. And it is essential that they contribute with their souls. When we bring our souls while working, when we bring our souls to the organization, that is then that we achieve 100% happiness and satisfaction, because without soul you cannot work with heart or given your 100%. So that was about the benefits of having workplace spirituality, how a spiritual workplace is different from other workplaces or organizations that do not practice workplace spirituality. So friends, in the next part of the lecture, we are going to discuss about the role of human resource department in developing workplace spirituality, and then we will also discuss about a second emerging trend in human resource management, that is psychological safety. So we will continue in the next lecture. Thank you.